If that mother becomes president, I move my black ass to South Africa.
What would drive some of Hollywood's biggest stars to turn their backs on the very country that made them famous? When Donald Trump was elected president, many celebrities didn't just express outrage. They packed their bags and vanished across borders.
I'm Lena Dunham, and according to Donald Trump, my body is probably like a 2.
And I'm America Ferrera, and according to Donald Trump, I'm probably a rapist.
But did they really leave? And what happened to their careers after they fled? You've heard the rumors, now let's uncover the truth behind the dramatic exits of these 10 stars and the real reasons they couldn't stay in Trump's America. Number 1. Lena Dunham. At the height of her fame from the HBO hit series Girls, Lena Dunham was a household name and a vocal political activist, known for her bold opinions and unfiltered voice. Dunham made headlines in 2016 when she swore she'd move to Canada if Trump won.
I'm Lena Dunham, and according to Donald Trump, my body is probably like a 2. We know what you're all thinking. Why should you care what some television celebrity has to say about politics?
The backlash was swift, but Dunham stood her ground at least initially. After the election, Lena was spotted spending long stretches abroad, including in Vancouver. She claimed it was for health and writing purposes, but many believed she was distancing herself from America's political climate. At just 30 years old during Trump's win, her career was at a crossroads. While she never made a permanent move, her semi-exile marked a shift in how audiences viewed her. Was it political conviction, or an escape from criticism? But Lena wasn't the only one packing bags. Another hip-hop legend was already planning his escape north, and this time, it wasn't just talk. Number 2. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, the rap icon behind Gin and Juice and Drop It Like It's Hot, has never been shy about his political views. When Trump took office, Snoop didn't just criticize him. He declared he was looking for property in Canada. The world watched as Snoop even posted a real estate video from Toronto, joking about becoming neighbors with Drake. At 45 years old, Snoop was in the middle of a career revival, starring in TV shows and collaborating with artists across genres. His fans weren't sure whether he was joking or serious. While he didn't officially move, his continued outbursts against Trump made headlines, including a controversial music video where he symbolically shoots a Trump-like clown. Whether in the US or abroad, Snoop made it clear, Trump's America wasn't his vibe. And while Snoop cracked jokes, another star took the threat of exile deadly serious, and even packed her bags for Spain. Number 3. Chelsea Handler. Chelsea Handler, once the sharp-tongued host of Chelsea Lately, had always used humor to mask her political rage, but in 2016, there was no joking. Handler promised her fans she'd move to Spain if Trump won, and unlike most, she actually followed through, temporarily. At 41, Chelsea's departure was real. She spent months in Spain, and admitted in interviews that she needed therapy to process Trump's win. Her Netflix talk show took on a new political tone, reflecting her transformation. While she eventually returned to the US, her time abroad signaled a turning point. This wasn't a publicity stunt, it was a personal reckoning. And from talk show hosts to pop icons, even the world of music wasn't safe from Trump's ripple effect. Number 4. Miley Cyrus. Known for shaking up pop culture with Wrecking Ball and Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus made her anti-Trump stance crystal clear. At 24 years old, she was emotional, even teary-eyed, when she posted a viral video saying goodbye to America if Trump won. But unlike others, Miley didn't leave, not physically. Instead, she threw herself into activism. She pivoted from outrageous stage antics to social causes, launching the Happy Hippie Foundation and toning down her public image. Fans wondered, had Trump's win matured her, or was she trying to rebuild a fractured connection with Middle America? But some stars didn't just threaten to leave, they already had, and refused to come back. Number 5. Neve Campbell. You might know her as the Scream Queen from Scream, and the cult classic Party of Five. But Neve Campbell quietly exited Hollywood years before Trump took office. Living in London, Neve revealed in later interviews that gun violence and toxic US politics were a big reason she chose not to raise her kids in America. At 43, Campbell was still receiving offers from Hollywood, but chose peace and privacy instead. Trump's rise only cemented her decision to stay abroad. She wasn't making a statement, she was living it. And speaking of statements, some stars took their threats to a whole new level. with fire, fury, and viral outrage. Number 6. Barbra Streisand, a legend in every sense. Barbra Streisand, Oscar winner, Grammy queen, Broadway icon, voiced her outrage in the boldest way. When Trump won, she vowed to move to Australia or Canada. At 74, many dismissed it as dramatic. But Barbra wasn't kidding. Though she didn't permanently move, she did spend more time outside the US and poured her energy into activism. Her 2018 album Walls was a direct response to Trump's policies. Streisand's exile was emotional, if not physical. From divas to comedians, the political storm didn't spare anyone, not even those who once claimed America as their comedy playground. Number 7. George Lopez. Mexican-American comedian George Lopez had one of the harshest reactions. "If he wins, I'm out," he told TMZ, referencing Trump's immigration rhetoric. Known for his sitcom George Lopez and stand-up specials, his comment went viral. At 55, George didn't move, but his career trajectory changed. He leaned harder into Latino issues, turned down mainstream offers, and focused on smaller, politically charged projects. Trump didn't push him out, but he pushed George into another lane. Even superheroes couldn't escape the wave of emotion, especially not Samuel L. Jackson. Number 8. Samuel L. Jackson. Known for roles in Pulp Fiction, Avengers, and Snakes on a Plane, Samuel L. Jackson joked that if Trump won, he'd move to South Africa. His tone was funny, but his frustration was real. At 67, Jackson's career was secure, but he didn't hold back, calling Trump a motherfucker on live TV. Though he didn't leave the US, his activism grew stronger, and fans loved him for it. His "don't mess with me" attitude fit the times, but one young comic actress turned the whole thing into satire and paid the price for it. Amy Schumer, then in her early 30s, said she'd moved to Spain. Later she claimed it was sarcasm, but fans weren't laughing. Her 2016 stand-up tour was boycotted by Trump supporters, and she faced backlash like never before. Instead of fleeing, Amy doubled down. She became more political, more aggressive, but her career momentum shifted. The controversy over Trump became a turning point she couldn't undo. And finally, the young Disney star who said goodbye to America in a single sentence. Number 10. Raven-Symoné. Raven-Symoné, the star of That's So Raven and The View, made headlines when she declared she'd move to Canada if any Republican gets elected. After Trump's win, her absence from the limelight was noticeable. At just 31, Raven didn't fully vanish, but she took a major step back from Hollywood. She later explained she wanted peace and privacy, and Trump's win was a breaking point. From bold statements to actual moves, these celebrities showed just how deeply politics can affect even the most glamorous lives. But whether they fled for real or stayed and fought, one thing is clear: fame doesn't protect you from the chaos of a divided nation. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to ActorFlash for more celebrity deep dives. Until next time, stay curious.